Okay, if everybody could take their seats now. Good evening. Acknowledging our grads, our families, our faculty, staff, and special guests. I'm Dr. Ava Lewis, Professor of Nursing, and I will be serving as your presider this evening. On behalf of the Nursing Department of the Crystal M. Langs College of Health and Human Services, we welcome you to our BSN Senior Symposium. This is the time that we set aside to formally recognize our graduating class, and this year is fall of 2021. We are so proud of them and happy for their success. Your presence here makes it very special indeed. Thanks for being here. Now on with the program. At this time, we will have our international nursing experiences presented. The first is going to be from China, and that's Anna Wasilik and Hannah McClellan, followed by the Netherlands, presented by Sarah Hoffman, Sierra Manvitas, Molly Hecox, Alyssa Fox, and Tom McGurk. And lastly, Switzerland, presented by Mariah Dry. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Hannah, and this is Anna, and we had the opportunity of going on a study abroad trip before COVID happened and to China in May of 2019.
So we started in Guangzhou. Now this is a city in the southeastern part of China. Here we did most of our educational part of the trip. So we did a lot of conferences, especially with our partner university, Jinan, and then hospital visits. So from this, we got to see a lot of the difference between Western medicine and traditional Chinese medicine. Over there, they practice medicine as the body as a spiritual whole. So they do a lot with the yin and yang, hot and cold, how the body feels physically and emotionally. So it was really interesting to see. They would have like prescription windows in hospitals where they were giving out ground snakeskin or orange peels, things like that, as actual medicine. So to see those differences was really incredible. And then the conferences, our faculty leaders, Dr. Rowe and Dr. Brown-Fackler, gave a presentation about assisted living homes in America. There is virtually nothing like that in China. Basically, the children take care of their parents as they age. So kind of exploring those differences was really fun for us. And then, of course, we did dinner with our hosts. Chinese food that's traditional is nothing like here. There's no salt or anything over there. So we were all in pain a little bit, I'd say, for the first couple days, not gonna lie. But it was really fun to be able to experience what they eat and what they see every day. And then we explored the city with our peers, the Chinese nursing students, so it was cool to see what they thought about their university through their eyes. And then, of course, we had tourist time too. We went up to Beijing. We got to walk on the Great Wall of China. This was our fun part of the trip. We were actually on a section of the wall where we could walk to the end, so we tell everybody that we walked all the way to the end of the Great Wall of China, even though it was not that far. And then our river cruise that we went on was a cool way to see the city, and our hosts were gracious enough to point out different buildings and structures, and that was a good way for us to immerse ourselves in the culture better. And then the Forbidden City, all the buildings have been maintained really well, and centuries ago, this would have been heavily guarded, things like that. So we got to see like golden thrones and really cool things. And then of course the Beijing Zoo, we saw the panda exhibit. They have a ton of panda bears. They weren't very interesting, just so you know. They sat and ate all day. Our takeaways were really those cultural differences in nursing care, that incorporation of the Western and traditional medicine, kind of exploring how they make it work. So they still prescribe medicines, but they also do a lot with teas and herbal remedies. And then, of course, our forums and discussions helped us realize that China's facing a lot different health issues than we are here in the States. So just seeing what priorities are in comparison. And then we got to do things like acupuncture too, which was interesting.
We wanted to thank our parents and our family, Dr. Rowe, Dr. Brown-Fackler, SVSU, and Jinan University for allowing this trip to happen and for allowing us to have such an educational experience.
Hi, so we are some of the students that had the opportunity of going on the Netherlands study abroad trip back in March of 2020. We were accompanied by faculty members Dr. Thornton and Dr. Rowe, and this presentation is just going to be a little recap of the different learning opportunities that we had while abroad. And up here on stage we have myself, Sierra, Sarah, Alyssa, Molly, Tom, and Catherine.
So one of our first stops was the Bernova Hospital in The Hague, and that kind of just taught us the Netherlands healthcare system and the role of the nurse. And it was just an excellent experience to learn more about their healthcare and be able to compare it to the United States healthcare.
We also had the chance to speak with the Leiden Academy on Vitality and Aging, more about how they involve their aging population in their communities.
Next, we took a public health office visit at their headquarters in Amsterdam. We learned that the Netherlands utilizes a universal healthcare system. And then we also learned about their heroin-assisted treatment program, in which they use evidence-based practices to help help the addicted become sober.
One afternoon, we were able to visit the elderly people with dementia, baking cookies with them. Although there was a language barrier, we were able to communicate with some caregivers who spoke English to listen to stories and make a fun day out of it.
We took many extracurricular activities. We went to The Hague and Leiden.
And then we were also able to visit the Anne Frank house, and we tried the famous stroop waffles, which is what the Netherlands are also known for, and they were very yummy.
And then we also went on a canal cruise. Here's a picture of one of our hostels we stayed at, and then we also took a tour at the Heineken Brewery.
And we just want to give a big thank you to Dr. Thornton and Dr. Rowe for mentoring us and coming with us on this trip. Thank you to all the different speakers that came and taught us about healthcare in the Netherlands. Also, thank you to any scholarships that help pay for this trip. And also thank you to our families in SVSU, because without them, this trip wouldn't even been possible. So thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mariah, and I had the pleasure of participating in the Switzerland study abroad experience in the winter of 2018. And this trip was led by two of our amazing N5 faculty, Dr. Frederick and Dr. Lewis. We went to Geneva, Switzerland, which is the second largest city in Switzerland. It sits along the southern tip of Lake Geneva. The population is around 200,000 people, and Geneva is known as a worldwide center for diplomacy and hosts the highest number of international organizations in the world. We were able to visit many of these leaders in global healthcare, some of which are the World Health Organization. We also went to the International Federation of the Red Cross and the museum, which is that top right photo. And also we got to visit the United Nations, and the location in Geneva is actually the largest UN location, second to the headquarters in New York. That bottom photo is a picture from one of their largest conference rooms. Some other things I learned on this trip is how healthcare differs in Europe versus the United States, as well as just culture all around. I became more informed about the problems and diseases that affect our globe, which I believe will help me to be a more well-rounded nurse as I enter this profession. And lastly, I had never been out of the country before this trip, so I learned how to travel internationally. It was quite a shock. It is nothing like traveling in the States. I wanted to touch a little bit on the work of the World Health Organization because they are just huge leaders in our international healthcare. They lead global efforts to expand universal health coverage. They direct and coordinate the world's response to health emergencies. They also just, in general, want to promote healthier living, and they also investigate developing illnesses and give guidance on how we should proceed with those. Just a few topics that they address are disease prevention, mental health, antibiotics and antimicrobial resistance, as well as elimination and eradication of highly communicable diseases. We also had time for some fun while we were there. So the top right photo is a picture of us outside of a chocolate factory because you can't go to Switzerland without getting some Swiss chocolate to bring home. And then the other photos in the top row are pictures from one of our last days. We were actually able to take the ferry over to France for the day and spend time in a few cute small towns over there. And then the last photo is just a picture in front of this really pretty flower clock that is a pretty big tourist attraction in Geneva. Lastly, I just wanted to thank my family for making it possible for me to go on this trip, as well as the university. And I just want to give a big thank you to Dr. Frederick and Dr. Lewis for leading this trip and planning these visits and just teaching us a lot about international healthcare. Thank you.
I'd like to thank our students for sharing their reflections of their wonderful international travel. It's good to know that they can learn from other cultures and other countries. So we're grateful. At this time, we will have our symposium address coming from one of our more senior faculty, Dr. Sally Decker, Professor of Nursing.
Graduating nursing students, you will always have a special place in my memory because although you have already gone through the 5 semesters of the nursing program, in January of 2020, you were N2s, and it was the beginning of 351. And I always try to start that course with something new, something we hadn't heard hardly anything about and had very little evidence. And that semester, I'm sure you've already know what I'm getting to, it was the 2019 novel coronavirus. That's what it was called at that time. So over the next several weeks of that semester, we watched an absolute explosion of evidence of all kinds coming from all places. And by March, we already had multiple preprints, things in the academic literature that had never even gone through peer review. We had many, many news releases. We had social media releases. We had all kinds of information. And you all also remember that March was the beginning of your love affair with Zoom, right? So it has been an absolutely amazing time to watch the creation and the dissemination of evidence. And we trust that when you leave here, you will not only understand all of the multiple forms of evidence and the levels of evidence, but how to critically use that evidence in your clinical practice. You have already lived through very challenging times, and just the fact that you are sitting here today means that not only were you able to pass the exams on evidence-based practice, but it's also a testament to your perseverance and your hope. And so what evidence do we have about hope? Well, first we have historical evidence. Hope has been seen in every human culture in words and in symbols. In the Judeo-Christian traditions, hope has been associated with the anchor. In Hebrews, it says that hope is the anchor of the soul. It has also been associated with the arc studies of the rainbow and the dove. It has been associated in symbols with a butterfly, the idea of the transformation from a caterpillar to a butterfly. And in some of the American Indian traditions, there was the belief that the wings of the butterfly carried hopes to the gods. But the most pervasive symbol of all of hope has been light. Light in darkness, the sunrise, the promise of a new day. In addition to historical evidence, we have the personal evidence. If you talk to just about anybody in healthcare, they will tell you that in order to truly practice person-centered care, you need to understand the hopes of the individual. We also have empirical evidence. So correlational studies that looked at the relationship between a person's score on hope and their score on everything from athletic performance to academic performance to their ability to engage in healthy behaviors and their symptom management. So I'll just remind you that these are correlational and not causational studies, but it's a demonstration of the empirical evidence that we have in terms of hope. Hope in terms of nursing, there's a couple of different articles that have been written. Actually, there are multiple, but the one that I found most interesting is a new one by Doe. And this was a single qualitative study using a Parsi technique, which simply means that at the end of all of these interviews, they come up with a one-sentence conclusion. And I'm going to paraphrase it as opposed to reading it in Parsi language. But it basically said that hope is envisioning possibilities with contentment during difficulties with treasured relationships. It is also a nursing intervention. So the NIC, or the Nursing Intervention Classification System, actually says that hope inspiration is something that's important for nurses to be able to do. Now, there are many activities associated with that, but I'm going to be referring to a few of them in a minute because I want to get to what I think is the most intriguing of all the evidence related to hope, and that is a metasynthesis. It's a combination of multiple qualitative interview studies that were done over time and across cultures and resulted in 6 metaphors. So what I'm going to do is take each of these 6 metaphors, combine them with a photograph that I think represents that metaphor, and then the NIC activity that I think relates to it. So the first of the metaphors is hoping for something. In all the interviews that they did, there was usually something that the person was hoping for. Now, there's that superficial hope. Oh, geez, I hope that policeman didn't notice I was going 15 miles over the speed limit, or I really hope that my faculty member didn't notice my APA mistakes in terms of my reference page, but that's not really what we're talking about here. We're talking about a meaningful hope that, again, helps you understand the individual, and that changes over time. Right now, hope is for a meaningful job. But hope at some other points in your life may be for a peaceful death. So the NICs that relate to this. So these are the activities, helping a person understand that there are other ways of coping. There are other coping options that they might consider, and teaching them about what they're going through, not masking, not saying, oh, don't worry, everything's going to be okay, but helping them set those personal goals with contentment. The second metaphor is living in hope. This is a sense of being, that internal dimension, that optimism, that confidence that life will go well. Maybe not today, and certainly not every day, but in general, living in hope. And the nick that goes with this is a nursing, basically role modeling. It's a demonstration. So the nurse demonstrates hope by recognizing the intrinsic worth of the individual. In other words, all the things that we talk about in terms of dignity and humanism. In other words, the nurse doesn't see the illness or the disability. The nurse sees the person and demonstrates hope in that way. The next metaphor is hope as a light in the horizon. So this is this idea of becoming that's associated with the sunrise. This is the anticipation of another possible future. This has a very spiritual dimension, and it involves removing impediments that might get in the way of that goal. The NIC activities are encouraging the person's spiritual and religious practices that they find meaningful to them, and helping them set goals that do, in fact, decrease the impediments. That might be something like not going to a place that's a trigger for a negative health behavior. Hope as human-to-human interaction. Those really important relationships in our life that are unconditional in terms of their regard for the other human being, actually being there for another person. The nicks that would go with this are encouraging relationships with significant others, but also sometimes referring to support groups. Because even if the significant other really wants to, they can't always understand the experience that the person goes through, and the support group may actually be a more important human-to-human interaction. The fifth one, and the one that I find to me the most interesting, is hope as two sides of the same coin. The idea that even within hopelessness and fear, there is still hope. It's just on the other side. Hope can be either enhanced or diminished by the nurse. Now, this picture might take a little bit of explaining. This is a U.S. nickel, and on one side is a picture of Jefferson, who sent out into the whole Louisiana Purchase Lewis and Clark on what might have seemed like a hopeless expedition to find out about this territory and potentially find a path to the Pacific Ocean. The other side of the coin says, oh, what joy, ocean in sight. So they got to the Pacific Ocean. The nicks that go with this are explaining that what the person is experiencing may in fact be temporary, and they may have other experiences in the future. The last of the metaphors is weathering a storm. And although this was created way before COVID, I think of COVID in a lot of these. So searching for a way to maneuver through tough times, being a fighter in circumstances and challenging situations. And the nick that goes with this is assisting the person to identify what has worked for them in the past, identify when they have already fought through challenging times, and to facilitate the incorporation of loss. because many illnesses and disabilities are in fact experienced as loss, to incorporate that into their new image of who they are as an individual. If I were to create an image of hope, this is what it would be. It's colorful, it's creative, it's beautiful. It's more like an organism than like a machine. It's circular, it's complex. Your faculty also has hopes for you. We wish you happiness, a meaningful professional and personal life, a life full of hope, and the ability to share that hope with everyone that you trust. So we send you out from here with great hope, knowing that you will face difficulties, but with the help of others, you will reach the possible because you're Cardinals. Go Cards.
We'd like to thank Dr. Decker for her very enlightening and profound presentation on hope. Hope is something we can all relate to, so thank you for that very relatable message, Dr. Decker. At this time, we're going to have the student nurse to graduate nurse presentation from Michaela Hazegan, Zetta Berry, Naja Farrell, Henrietta Wokabia, Caitlin Lapshin, and Christian Binninger. And this will be followed by the SVSU nursing pen descriptions from Sydney Heyman, Emily Brown, and Mackenzie Carano. And then I'll be back. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. We just wanted to first thank you all for coming here again amidst all of this craziness. And we wanted to give you a glimpse into our nursing journey so that you could see our craziness.
So our nursing program was divided into 5 semesters, and we thought it would be an amazing idea to take you guys on a journey through each of those semesters so you can get a sense of what our lives has looked like for the past 2.5 years. So it all started in N1, and we were brand new to the program. We would see all of the N5s walking around in Health and Human Services in their scrubs, and they were so confident. And we thought to ourselves, I don't think we're ever going to get there. But here we are. And then we actually got to N5, and we thought, I don't think I'm going to get through this semester and actually be a real nurse. But here we are again.
We started off the semester in a retirement home. This might not seem like the most exciting place to start, but we learned stories from those people that we'll never forget. Whether happy or sad, we learned the fundamental framework on which compassion is based upon. We learned that everyone struggles with their own adversities. We learned to never judge. And most importantly, we learned how important it is for a nurse to just be able to listen.
In N1, we learned how to assess a patient from head to toe, pass medication safely, and we learned about every single disease that you could possibly think of. But yet the thing we are most scared to do is just take a manual blood pressure on a real patient for the first time. So to think that in a few weeks and even in a few months, we'll be taking on the care of real patients is scary, but it's very empowering knowing that all of our hard work is going to be paying off.
When you think of a nurse, you think of a hospital, you think of medicine, you think of long shifts with no sleep, which we do, but it's also about caring for people in their most vulnerable state. It's understanding that you take a little piece of each patient home with you at the end of every shift. It's about putting others first. It is selflessness in every essence of the word. Nursing is one of the most challenging but rewarding experiences that I'm so excited to finally be a part of.
N1 was intricate. We learned more in N1 than any of us thought we were capable of, and we were so proud of our accomplishments. Yet somehow we forgot that we had 4 more hard, long semesters to complete after that. I didn't even know my brain could hold that much information, and then it had to hold so much more. But after a long, well-needed, and well-deserved winter break, it was just time to start N2.
N2, we finally figured it all out, and then COVID happened. N1 introduced us to the nursing world, and N2 introduced us into the virtual world. We did manage to complete half of our clinical rotations before the lockdown. Looking back, it's funny how excited we were to do literally anything, like getting water for our patients or taking vitals. It was our first real sense of nursing and what our future lives would be like. For most of us, it was our first time in a hospital setting, and I'm sure you could see the eagerness and excitement on our faces from a mile away. In our mental health rotation, we learned how to be even more compassionate and understanding. We learned how to really listen to our patients and their concerns. I'm still nervous about giving the best therapeutic response, but it all comes with time. We all remember the day of our first exam in our concepts class. Ironically enough, the test was online, foreshadowing the remainder of our time in nursing school. We did not know this would be our last in-person exam until N5. I must say that we held together as a cohort and we were very flexible with learning how to navigate what we now know as the new norm. We should be proud of the grit that we have, not only as students, but professors as well. We missed out on a lot due to COVID, but here we are now, and our adaptability will reflect in our careers.
Okay, so N3 was our calm before the storm, but it still had its challenges. We just got back to in-person classes after the abrupt disruption in our lives due to COVID. It was a very weird semester. Most of our emails were like, adapt to your new normal, seek comfort in these unprecedented times. But here is a long list of assignments due on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Stay safe, we are all in this together. We all improved on our computer skills. No one can handle Zoom better than the class of 2021. We had so many discussion posts, my goodness. I want to use this moment to apologize to my fellow classmates for saying I loved or enjoyed reading your discussion post. It was what, 10 points, and In N3, we had our public health and community health clinicals and lectures. We discovered a side of nursing that personally changed my goals and made me see the complexity and variation in the nursing profession. We saw the impact that we could have on our communities. We saw people and heard stories that touched our myocardium and all 4 chambers of our hearts. The healthcare system wouldn't know what hit them. They are at a risk for an influx of compassionate and intelligent nurses, related to the SVSU's nursing class of December 2021, as evidenced by the amazing graduates who are eager to do their best.
Just when we felt we had gotten the hang of things in N3, N4 came in with a rude awakening. N4 seems like it was years ago, and we spent that semester caring for patients from cradle until their last steps of life, with clinicals in OB, pediatrics, and med-surg. Being able to see babies take their first breaths, children playing while their parents worried about their child's prognosis, and lending a compassionate ear to adults as they waited their discharge home was so incredibly rewarding. Dr. Toth and Dr. Hill definitely challenged us to work hard for our grades. The content was not easy, and getting used to caring for children was a big switch from the adult population we had been so used to caring for. Though N4 was difficult, feeling comfortable enough to be able to ask questions and feel constantly supported by our professors was so important. Our professors were always there to talk, answer any questions we had, and work through any concepts we had difficulty with. Facing the pandemic during N4 was a challenge, but our cohort dug deep and persevered. We should be proud of how hard we worked to be here today, and nobody can take that away from us.
I'm not even nervous. I'm like excited. Okay. I've actually been working on this since like the first day of the semester, which is kind of embarrassing. N5, baby. Here we go. One last semester. This was the one where we took over care of patients and synthesized clinical data into a ginormous paper that added 10 years onto your life and caused many crying sessions and countless thoughts of self-doubt. Sorry, still mildly bitter about that one. But anyways, back to the big picture. We all have overcome countless obstacles and fought personal battles that have led us to this celebration. Each one of you stood up every time you were knocked down while gracefully completing one of the most difficult undergraduate degrees in the world. Some of us saw our first patients die, and many others lost loved ones throughout this journey. Despite the various challenges faced, you kept pushing yourself to get here, and you all deserve to feel every ounce of pride and inner peace with this accomplishment. As we all enter this profession, I encourage all of you to remind yourselves daily that caring for human beings during some of their most vulnerable times is an absolute privilege. We get to do this job. It truly is an honor that I hope none of us will ever forget. Everyone in this room, not only the extremely good-looking, brilliant, funny, eccentric, resilient, caring, and exquisite, once student, now nurses, but everyone in this room should take a moment and reflect on how far they have come. To all the family, friends, and loved ones here tonight, we graduates are also thankful to have such a solid support system throughout this journey. Everyone here has a story, and we all can learn from one another if we take a second and listen before we judge. The understanding of this principle is crucial in order to be an excellent nurse, but can be utilized in each interaction in our day-to-day lives. My cheesy graduation speech quote comes from Brianna West. I might have found this on TikTok. One day you will look back at this time and all you will see is magic. You won't remember how stuck you felt or how far behind you thought you were or what you wish you would have done differently. All you will see is that within your uncertainty was also your potential, and within your lostness was also an opportunity to be found. I just feel like that's so good. Anyways, to the families of Molly Hecox, Kara Shelton, Zetta Berry, and Michaela Hazurjan, I can never thank you enough for raising such incredible young women who have shown me what true friendship is. Don't cry, almost done. They are who I want to be when I grow up, especially when it comes to their character, kindness, intelligence, work ethic, and all the love they give to each other people every single day. To all of you amazing graduates, you all are so good looking. No more 12-hour unpaid clinical days. Can we talk about that? What? Jeez. No more group study sessions with your nursing crew. No more last-minute cramming. And no more seeing each other every week. A bittersweet moment. You all will be amazing nurses, and I have no doubt you'll be leaders in whatever specialties you choose. I'm so proud to have met you all, and the world is blessed to have this group of badass nurses. Sorry if I swear. I'm really going into pediatrics, so that's probably bad. Awesome nurses entering the front lines of healthcare. It has been an honor to be a nursing student at Saginaw Valley State University. To the nursing class of December 21, congrats. We did it! BSN, baby.
That was so sweet.
We are so pleased to be here this afternoon as we share our journey through nursing school with you and celebrate our transition from students to registered nurse.
The tradition of the nursing pin began with Florence Nightingale, who was the pioneer of the nursing field. A pin was given to Florence by the military in order to commend her for her service to them. She then designed her own pin to be given to other nurses for their services. This began a tradition that was carried on by many nursing schools and is still continued today in some schools.
The pin we will be wearing today was designed by Roberta Kripe, a student from the first graduating class of Saginaw Valley State College School of Nursing in June of 1979. The triangle on the pin symbolizes the Tri-City area, Saginaw, Midland, and Bay City, that surrounds Saginaw Valley State. The dove and olive branch was chosen by the first graduating class as a symbol of peace because they felt that nursing was a peaceful art. Red was chosen as the color because it is the official color of Saginaw Valley State University. Honored guests who will be assisting with the pinning include our nursing family members, colleagues, and faculty.
Students for giving the history of the SVSU nursing pin. At this time, we'll have a recognition of our graduates, beginning with a presentation from our Dean of the College of Health and Human Services, Dr. Marcia Ostraki-Dittmeyer, followed by a presentation of the nursing pins by Dr. Mendy Fabro, Dr. Becky Toth, Professor Judy Cox, Dr. Andrea Frederick, faculty, family, and colleagues. And then finally, closing remarks from Dr. David Peruski. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. It's my pleasure to offer a warm welcome to our guests, family members, graduating students, and colleagues. My name is Marcia Dittmeyer, and I have the honor of serving as the Dean for the College of Health and Human Services. While I've only been here a short time, and I mean a short time, I've only been here 3 months, so I've really come to consider SVSU as my home. It is my distinct privilege to congratulate our graduates during this unique and special ceremony specific to those receiving their bachelor's degree in nursing. Dr. Deborah Huntley, who is our provost and vice president, wanted to be here tonight and also offer her congratulations. She was unable to make it and asked me to give those congratulations to you. I'd like to begin by thanking the families and friends who are in the audience today. Nobody makes it to graduation on their own, and your support is immeasurable. I would also like to thank the staff who have worked tirelessly to help our students get to this point. And lastly, we can't forget our faculty who have served not just as educators, but mentors. I actually would like to ask the graduates to stand up and give you all an applause. College is challenging even during the best of times. The progress you've made and success you've earned during this global pandemic is nothing short of amazing. I'm so impressed by the effort, resilience, persistence, and commitment that you have shown in your journey toward graduation. Although your path has been tough, the skills you've developed will serve you well as you move forward. I am sure you will continue to rise to every challenge and overcome every obstacle with passion, determination, and dedication to this chosen field. I would like to share a few words of advice about what I have learned over the course of my career and of my life. First, please stay positive. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "We must accept finite disappointment, but we must never lose infinite hope." Success comes to those who learn to step back, dust themselves off, and try again. Second, practice resilience. Find at least one strategy that will cushion your blow through life. Develop a network of family and friends, colleagues and associates that can help you right the ship and get back on path. Keep dreaming. Your only limitation is your imagination. Look at every single day as an opportunity for you to start fresh. Take change in stride and be your authentic self. Understand that you don't know everything, and that's okay. A world is very demanding, it's fast-paced, rapidly changing, and there's always something new chasing down the path of the old. Don't be afraid to admit that you don't know something, or even that you've made a mistake. Winston Churchill once said, "Success is the ability to go from one failure to another with no loss of enthusiasm." I live by those words. It is not feasible to equip learners with all the knowledge and skills they need to prosper throughout their lifetime. That's called lifelong learning, which is what you've been going through the last 4 years. I learn amazing things every day and have realized it's okay not to have all the answers. That is life. And lastly, find ways to give back to others. You have so much to give. Make room for others, smooth their paths, and welcome them into your personal and professional networks. Volunteering will give you a sense of purpose. Spending time enriching your community is a great way to broaden your perceptions of how the world really works. And dedicating time to help others will help you improve your patience, kindness, and resilience. The definition of commencement is very simply the start or the beginning. With that, I will close by sharing a quote from Abraham Lincoln. "The best way to predict your future is for you to create it. Don't think graduation as the end of the journey, but it's the beginning of the next chapter of your life. The destination is what you make it. So on behalf of the SVSU administration, faculty, and staff, it is my pleasure to congratulate you on your incredible success and the bright future that you have ahead of you. Remember, you are forever a part of the SVSU community. We are so proud of you. Congratulations.
Would the RN to BSN students who are they coming up to the stage? Yeah. Would they come up to the stage? And are you Mallory? Yep. Okay. And who's
My mom's doing.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Mallory Jacob. Mallory works at Covenant Healthcare, Oncology, Medical, Surgical, and Hospice. Her capstone project was titled Fall Reduction on a General Medical Unit. She would like to thank her parents for always supporting her, no matter how big her dream may get. Her sister for cheering her along the way. Her grandparents for pushing her to always do her best. Garrett for being one of her biggest supports and loving her through all of it. Lastly, thank you to her papa for making sure her dreams could come to a reality. After all, tomorrow is another day of opportunity. Congratulations. Are you Amanda? Brianna Young. Okay. Brianna Young. Brianna Young works at Covenant Healthcare, Harrison, 7 Main Oncology. Her capstone project was titled Interprofessional Communication, Dysphagia in the Elderly. She would like to thank her husband, Jason, and her children, Adalyn and Levi, for all their patience while she was in school. Also, her mother-in-law for helping with the kids, and lastly, Mallory. She is so glad that nursing school brought you together. She loves you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Who's your pinner? Who's your pinner? Arizona Cindy Renee Adams. She did her leadership at Covenant Healthcare in the cardiovascular unit, and she has accepted her first position there. She is graduating cum laude, and she was the vice president and secretary of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. She would like to thank her mom for always supporting her in her endeavors and showing her the importance of loving what she does, her dad for teaching her the importance of hard work and determination, her boyfriend for being her shoulder to cry on, and her support through those nursing school breakdowns, her friends for still being her friend after always hearing, "I can't, I have clinicals." When making plans, lastly, all the nurses who told her, "No one feels ready after nursing school. It will be okay." Congratulations, Arizona. Caitlin Andres. She did her leadership at Mid-Michigan Medical Center in the Med-Surg unit. She has accepted her position at the same unit. She is graduating cum laude. She was a member of the Students Nurses Association and the Roberts Fellow membership. She would like to thank her parents for being such great role models for her from such a young age and helping her become the young woman that she is today.
Thank you to her community for guiding her and finding her interest for the medical field and providing endless support as she pursued her passion for nursing. She would like to thank her little girl gang. You know who you are, and she wouldn't have been able to do it without you. Congratulations, Caitlin. Zetta Berry. She did her leadership at Ascension St. Mary's in the SICU. She has accepted her first position in the emergency department at Troy Beaumont. She is graduating magna cum laude, and she was a Thompson Scholar. She would like to thank her friends, family, and every nurse that helped her along the way. Beware to the haters. She will be your nurse one day. Congratulations, Zetta. Michaela Benetti. She did her leadership at Marlette Regional Hospital, way out there, and she has accepted her first RN position at CVICU at Ascension Providence. She is graduating cum laude. She would like to thank her family, friends. Thank you for dealing with her during her mental breakdowns and her dog Moose for licking the tears off her face. Lastly, she would like to thank her mom that can't be here today for influencing her to go into nursing and for being her motivation to always better herself. Congratulations, Michaela. Christian Binninger did his leadership of progressive care cardiac unit at Covenant Healthcare Saginaw. He has accepted his first position at Children's Hospital in Detroit. He's graduating magna cum laude. He was a member of the Student Nurses Association and Global Foundation Scholar. He would like to thank his mom, dad, nursing professors, and his lifelong best friends he met at Saginaw Valley. Congratulations, Christian.
Thank you.
Rachel Black. She did her leadership at Medical Oncology, Mid-Michigan, Midland. She has accepted her first position at the same unit. She is graduating magna cum laude. She would like to thank her boyfriend, family, and boyfriend supporting her, and her Aunt Michelle for inspiring her. Congratulations, Rachel. Emily Louise Brown. She did her leadership in the neuro ICU at St. Mary's. She has accepted her first position at U of M Mott Children's Hospital in the pediatric cardiothoracic ICU, and she is graduating summa cum laude. She would like to thank Einstein Bagels, the Great British Break Off, Sydney Heyman, her 3 kidneys, and the Pope. Dr. Frederick, myself, she loves us, and she would like to thank her mom and dad, and I'm pretty sure she meant to say she loves them too. Congratulations, Emily.
You yelled at.
Kayla Janae Brown. She did her leadership at Covenant Healthcare in the CVICU. She has accepted her first position at Beaumont Emergency Department in Farmington Hills. She is graduating magna cum laude. She was a member of the Student Nurses Association, Sigma Theta Tau, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. She would like to thank her mom, dad, grandparents, sisters, aunt, uncle, and her leadership preceptor, Sarah Jankowski. Congratulations, Kayla. I have to hug you too. Madison Bryce. She did her leadership at Ascension St. Mary's in the ICU, and she has accepted her first position there. She is graduating she graduated Sigma cum laude, and she was a member of the Sigma Theta Tau. She would like to thank her mom and dad for their love and support every single day, Austin for being the best motivator and study partner, all her friends and family for their continued encouragement, Justin Bird, Christy Jensen, David Abadaro, Kara Withers, Levi Turbush, who are amazing nurses and have truly inspired her, myself, Dr. Frederick, Dr. Scott, Dr. Hoffman, Adrian Goliath, the entire sim lab, and the rest of the faculty for helping her grow as a future nurse. Lastly, her guardian angel, her brother Gage, for teaching her strength, resilience, compassion, and to never give up. Congratulations, Madison. Alison Campbell. She did her leadership at Mid-Michigan Medical Center in the observation unit. Her goal is to obtain a position in the critical care unit within the Tri-City area. She is graduating cum laude. She would like to give a big thank you to her mom and dad, her sisters Caitlin, Rachel, Aunt Cray, Cody for being her biggest supporters during her biggest journey of her lifetime, Grandma for your compassion, kindness, caring nature, strength, and resiliency that you possessed and passed on to her and what led her to choose the path in her forever career. She cannot thank you all enough. Congratulations, Allison. Mackenzie Carano. She did her leadership at St. Mary's Emergency Department. She has accepted a position at Mid-Michigan Progressive Care Unit. She is graduating cum laude, and she was a member of the Student Nurses Association. She would like to thank her parents, sister Nicole, grandparents, Aunt Mag, and the rest of her family that supported her through the program. She would like to thank her friends Sierra, Megan, Claire, Courtney, Talia, and her boyfriend Austin. Congratulations, Mackenzie. Carolyn Carter. She did her leadership at Covenant Healthcare on the COVID step-down 6 North. She has accepted her first position at Mid-Michigan Midland in the Medical Center Emergency Department. She is graduating cum laude. She would like to thank her grandparents, Tom and Barb, and her parents, Eric, Trish, and Connor. Congratulations, Carolyn. Riley Coswell. She did her leadership at Hurley Medical Center in the Progressive Care Unit. Her goal is to obtain a position at Hurley Medical Center in critical care. She is graduating magna cum laude, and she was a member of the Student Nurses Association. She would like to thank her family, especially her mom, dad, Stacy, Devin, for being her biggest supporters. She would also like to thank the friends she made throughout the program and for being there and when she needed someone to lean on. Her final thanks goes out to all the bottles of wine that kept her sane. Congratulations, Riley. Kayla Cole. She did her leadership in the cardiac step-down at McLaren Bay Region. She has accepted her first position at McLaren Northern Michigan ICU. She is graduating magna cum laude. She would like to thank her family supporting and encourage her throughout the whole program. She would also like to thank her professors and fellow nursing students she worked with during the program and for extending their knowledge. Congratulations, Kayla. Rebecca Curtis. She did her leadership at Hurley Medical Center in the NICU. She has accepted her first position at Children's Hospital in Detroit in the NICU. She would like to thank her brother for always keeping and being her biggest supporter, and all of her friends and family for being here throughout this strenuous program. Congratulations, Rebecca. Bailey DeSander. She did her leadership at Mid-Michigan Healthcare in Midland in the PCU. Her goal is to obtain a position at Mid-Michigan Healthcare in Midland in the PCU or Med-Surg unit. She is graduating summa cum laude, and she was part of the SVSU Honors Program in 2018. She would like to thank her family, friends, her boyfriend, Ben, my certified therapy dog, Ryder, and especially Alex Moore for somehow managing her to be her friend, therapist, and biggest cheerleader for the last 2.5 years and for the rest of time. Congratulations, Bailey. Mariah Dry. She did her leadership at Children's Hospital of Michigan, burn surgical in the rehab unit. She has accepted her first position at Cincinnati Children's Hospital in the transplant unit. She is graduating magna cum laude. She was a member of the National Society of Leadership and Success, Student Nurses Association, Kappa Tau Epsilon, Vice President, Sigma Theta Tau. She would like to thank her mom, grandma, Uncle Gary, her professors, friends, dog, Bailey, Lucy, and for their support as she has gone through nursing school and pursuing her dreams of becoming a pediatric nurse. She would like to thank her car, Allie, for letting her put all the miles on her and getting her back and forth from Saginaw to Detroit for leadership. Shout out to Dr. Frederick for pinning her and for getting her through N5 with her mom advice and encouragement. Lastly, she would like to thank the main reason she is standing here today, McDonald's Diet Coke. Congratulations, Mariah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Kylene Elmer. She did her leadership at Mid-Michigan, Midland in the emergency department, and she has accepted a position in the Mid-Michigan Alpena emergency department. She would like to thank her family, especially her mom, dad, Doreen, Ryan, and their endless support throughout this journey. She would like to also thank her friends for always being a shoulder to lean on and pushing her to better herself. Congratulations, Kylene. Maya Evans did her leadership at Mid-Michigan in Midland on the Med-Surg unit. Her goal is to obtain a position on that same unit. She is graduating cum laude, and she was a member of the Student Nurses Association. She would like to thank her parents, Grandma and Papa, and Lola and Papa. Congratulations, Maya. Naj Farrell. She did her leadership at McLaren Flint CCU. Her goal is to obtain a position in the pediatric psych unit. She's graduating magna cum laude, Student Nurses Association, and PSA member. She would like to thank God for getting her to this point. She wants to thank her mom and dad for every single sacrifice that they've made for her to be here and for always supporting every dream she has ever had, no matter how crazy it is. She would like to thank Jada for putting up with her roller coaster of emotions for the last 2.5 years during nursing school and for always being a listening ear she needed. She wanted to thank Tori and her grandma for being motivators and her second set of parents throughout her life. Lastly, she would like to thank her entire family for being her cheerleaders. Truly, without each and every one of you, she would not be here today. She loves and appreciates you. We are doing it. Congratulations, Naj.
Thank you.
Don't cry. Okay. Brooke Benner. She did her leadership at Covenant Cardiac PCU. She graduates magna cum laude. She would like to thank her family, fiance, and professors for all their support throughout nursing school. The past 1.5 years has been a wild ride with everything going on in the world, nursing school, and her personal life. After having to put nursing school on halt for 1 year while she recovered from a boating accident, her support system was amazing in making sure she never lost hope and ensuring she had tools to recover, come back stronger than ever before, and finishing out nursing school. She made it, guys. All thanks to you. She is Brooke Fenner, RN. Congratulations, Brooke. You didn't cry. Alyssa Fox. She did her leadership at Mid-Michigan Midland in the float critical care unit. She has accepted her first position at Mid-Michigan Midland in the neurotrauma ICU. She is graduating cum laude, Alpha Sigma Alpha, and she was a member of the Student Nurses Association. She would like to thank her family and friends for the continuous love and support. She would not be here, and she would not be who she is today without you. Thank you for answering late night calls when she was filled with anxiety, the motivational words when she started to doubt herself, and always reminding her of how proud she makes all of you. Congratulations, Alyssa. Austin Freed. He did his leadership at Covenant Healthcare in the CBICU, and he has accepted his first position there. He is graduating summa cum laude, and he's a member of the Sigma Theta Tau. He would like to thank his family, girlfriend Madison Bryce, and friends for supporting him throughout nursing school. He would also like to thank his leadership preceptor, Lisa McBride, and summer internship preceptor, David Abarro, also all the nurses throughout his clinical experience that took time to explain and teach him. He would like to thank myself, Dr. Frederick, Dr. Scott, and all the other SVSU professors. Congratulations, Austin.
Thank you.
Brianna Furman. She did her leadership at Covenant Healthcare in the medical surgical unit. Her goal is to obtain a position in the cardiovascular ICU. She is graduating magna cum laude. She would like to thank her family, boyfriend, friends, and faculty for believing in her and supporting her throughout the program. Congratulations, Brianna.
We have Donovan Gutierrez Sprott. He did his leadership at McLaren Bay Region 3 East on the Oncology Med-Surg unit. His goal is to obtain a position at Mid-Michigan. He graduates cum laude. He would like to thank his family, Madeline, Christy, Marietta, Janice, Mike, Santino, Cedric, Ian, and Olivia, and his friends Zach, Caleb, Brady, Cameron, and anyone else who helped him along the way. Congratulations, Donovan. Sydney Frances Heyman. She did her leadership at Covenant Healthcare on the Orthopedic Med-Surg unit. Her goal is to obtain a position in neonatal or pediatrics. Go Peds. She graduates magna cum laude and a member of Sigma Theta Tau. Sydney would like to thank her mom, dad, Christian, Quinny, and Bailey for their unwavering love and support. Her Emilys, Taylors, Haley, Breezy, and Catriana. Your friendship and love is a gift she will forever be grateful for. A special shout out to Einstein Bagels, New Girl, Harry Styles, and Chocolate Milk. Congratulations, Sydney. Sarah Hanna. She did her leadership at Covenant Healthcare on the Med-Surg unit. She has accepted a position in the Center for Dependency and Addiction and Rehab at the UC Health Center in Metro Denver in Colorado. Sarah graduates cum laude. Sarah would like to thank her parents, family, and friends, and senior mentor, Courtney. Congratulations, Sarah. Michaela Hazurgan. She did her leadership at Ascension St. Mary's of Saginaw in the Neuro ICU. She accepted a position at Children's Hospital of Detroit in the neonatal ICU, and she graduates summa cum laude. Michaela would like to thank her mom for listening to the countless hours of her crying. Sorry, Dad, for causing further hair loss. Thank you, Hunter, for loving her through all the stress of nursing school and supporting her dreams. One last thank you to all of her wonderful friends. She couldn't have gotten here without you. Congratulations, Michaela.
Thank you.
Molly Hecox. She did her leadership at Ascension St. Mary's of Saginaw in the Neuro ICU. She has accepted a position at Mid-Michigan Health in Midland in the Medical ICU. She graduates cum laude, a member of SNA, and a Kanzler Fellow. Molly would like to thank her parents and family for their constant support, her sister for being an amazing role model, her closest friends for sticking by her side, and all of her professors and clinical instructors for teaching me a thing or two about this profession. Lastly, Molly wouldn't have made it through without the support and laughs from her best nursing buddies. Congratulations, Molly. Faith Herman. She did her leadership at McLaren Bay Region in the cardiac step-down unit. Her goal is to obtain a position at Covenant in Liver and Delivery. Faith graduates cum laude, a member of SNA and NSLS. Faith would like to thank her family and friends and family. Without your support, she would not have been able to do this. Thank you for always believing in her. Congratulations, Faith. Kayla Hernick. She did her leadership at Ascension St. Mary's in the ED. She accepted a position at Covenant's Healthcare on the pediatric floor. She graduates Sigma Theta Tau and an SNA member. Kayla would like to thank her mom for always calming her anxiety and pushing her to do better. Kayla wants to thank her friends for always believing in her. Congratulations, Kayla. Sarah Hinkle. Sarah did her leadership in Hurley Cardiac ICU. She has accepted a position in the same unit. She graduates summa cum laude. Sarah would like to thank her family for supporting her, her friends Catherine and Cam for going through the best 2.5 years with her. Thank you, Alec, for listening to me drone on about clinical and whatever I was learning in class. A special thank you to her dog, Bubba, for going to all of her online classes with her and being her study buddy. Congratulations, Sarah. Sarah Hoffman. She did her leadership on McLaren Bay 3 East in the Med-Surg unit. She has accepted a position at Sanford Hospital in South Dakota on the oncology unit. Sarah graduates summa cum laude, a member of SNA and SNA vice president. Sarah would like to thank her parents, Jeff and Rita Hoffman, for all of their love and support over the last 4.5 years. She would also like to thank Morgan, Chelsea, Shelby, Addie, Kira, and Kenzie for their continual support and helping her grow and graduate from nursing school. Lastly, she would like to thank her Aunt Marianne and Aunt Helen for being excellent nursing role models. Sarah is excited to follow in your footsteps. Love you guys. Congratulations, Sarah.
Thank you.
Morgan Hoover. She did her leadership at McLaren Bay Region on 6 East, the neurotrauma step-down unit. She has accepted a position as a nurse resident in the labor and delivery unit at Emory University in Georgia. She graduates summa cum laude, a member of SNA and a member of Sigma Theta Tau. Morgan would like to thank her parents, Todd and Heidi, for their never-ending love and support. She would also like to thank some of her best friends, Sarah, Chelsea, Shelby, Kira, and Addie, for quite literally keeping her head above water and their patience in teaching her medication math for the past 2.5 years until it finally stuck. She loves you all. Congratulations, Morgan. Erica Hozeka. She did her leadership at Mid-Michigan Medical Center on the Med-Surg unit. Her goal is to obtain a position in surgical nursing, and she graduates summa cum laude. Erica would like to thank her loving family, friends, and boyfriend for supporting and encouraging her throughout her nursing school journey. She couldn't be where she is without all of you. Congratulations, Erica. Cole Israelson. He did his leadership on Covenant Healthcare on 3 North Main. He's exploring his options for a position. Cole would like to thank his parents, Kevin and Deb, his girlfriend, Sam, and all of his friends, professors, instructors, and preceptors. Congratulations, Cole.
Thank you.
Alexis Jankowiak. She did her leadership at Covenant Healthcare in the Moderate Care Unit. Her goal is to obtain a position in inpatient rehab. She graduates magna cum laude. Alexis would like to thank her boyfriend, family, and friends for helping her push through all the hard days. Congratulations, Alexis. Shannon Kelly. She did her leadership at St. Mary's Surgical ICU. She accepted a position at Covenant Healthcare in the ER. Shannon graduates cum laude and a member of Student Nurses Association. She would like to thank her mom for being her inspiration, her family, and her boyfriend Brad for never-ending love and support. Congratulations, Shannon. Kira Kiefer. Kira did her leadership at Ascension St. Mary's on 4 North in the Medical Oncology Unit. She has accepted a position at Covenant Healthcare on the Progressive Cardiac Unit. Kira graduates magna cum laude and a member of SNA. She would like to thank her mom for always being her #1 supporter, best friend Addie for always standing by my side during our time in nursing school, and my dad for watching over me, giving me the strength to be successful. She would also like to thank Sarah, Morgan, Chelsea, Courtney, and Shelby, the lovely ladies that I met in nursing school who are now my lifelong friends. Congratulations, Kira. Kariana Crump. She did leadership at Covenant Healthcare and the moderate care. She has accepted a position at Covenant Healthcare ER. She graduates magna cum laude, SNA, and Sigma Theta Tau member. Kariana would like to thank her parents, Karen and Jeff, and her husband, David, for always being there and the endless support throughout nursing school. Congratulations, Kariana. Madison Kurtz. She did her leadership at McLaren Bay and the neurosurgical step-down unit. She's accepted a position at Ascension St. John in the labor and delivery unit. She graduates cum laude, SNA, and a member of the marching band. Madison would like to thank her parents, her boyfriend, and all of her friends and family, especially her cousin Shannon, for pinning her today and always being there to answer her nursing-related questions for the last 2.5 years. Jenna Stevens for never giving up on me, and Kayla Lewandowski for being there for me in the good and bad days. Congratulations, Madison. Kayla LaDrague. She did her leadership at Mid-Michigan Medical Center on the observation unit. She has accepted a position at Mid-Michigan Medical Center in the emergency department. Kayla graduates magna cum laude and a member of SNA. Kayla would like to thank her daughter Layton for giving her motivation to continue the program. She would also like to thank her husband Stephen for the emotional support. She would like to thank her parents for being such a great support system throughout all the late nights of studying. Thank you for encouraging her to stay dedicated. You have all fostered confidence and passion in her to work hard and pursue her dreams without boundaries. Kayla feels so lucky to have all of you. Lastly, she wants to thank her nursing crew. She has made some great friendships and wouldn't have been able to make it without all of you. Congratulations, Kayla. Caitlin Lapshin. She did her leadership at Beaumont Royal Oak. She has accepted a position at University of Michigan Ann Arbor and the critical care unit. She graduates as a member of SNA, Alpha Sigma Alpha, and a foundation scholar. Caitlin would like to thank her grandmother, Christine Mulchin, for inspiring her to pursue nursing, her mom and dad, her boyfriend, Travis, and her best friend, Lexi Madek, and her nursing buddies, Courtney Pichette, Michaela Benetti, Jaden Lytle, Alex Schuster, and Sarah Lynn. Congratulations, Caitlin. Kayla Lewandowski. She did her leadership at McLaren Bay Region on the Med-Surg Hospice Unit. Her goal is to obtain a position in the Covenant Healthcare ICU. Kayla graduates cum laude, a member of SNA, NSLS, and Panhellenic Association officer. Kayla would like to thank her parents, brother, and her dog Dewey for always supporting her. She would also like to thank Maddie Kurtz for crying and laughing with her throughout the program. Congratulations, Kayla.
Jaden Lydell. She completed her leadership at St. Joseph Mercy, Ann Arbor on the medical ICU and has a goal to obtain a position at the labor and delivery. She's graduating magna cum laude and SNA. Jaden would like to thank her mom and dad for answering all of her anxious phone calls and supporting her continuously. She would also like to thank her sisters, friends, family, and boyfriend for always helping her along the way by keeping everything funny and lighthearted. A special thank you to her hamster, Louie. Congratulations, Jaden. Sarah Lynn completed leadership at St. Joe's Ann Arbor at the medical ICU and has a goal to obtain a position at the pediatric unit and work towards the pediatric ICU. She's graduating summa cum laude. Sarah would like to thank her family and friends for supporting her, Lexi for calling her to diagnose her every time she had a cough, and Jaden, Courtney, Alex, Caitlin, and Michaela for keeping her sane. Congratulations, Sarah. Sierra Monvidas. She completed leadership at Hurley Medical Center, labor and delivery. Her goal is to obtain a position at labor and delivery or mother and baby. She's graduating SNA, Sigma Theta Tau, magna cum laude. Sarah would like to thank her parents, her friends, Megan and Mackenzie, and her dog Harley for helping her get through nursing school. Congratulations, Sarah. Hope McCallum. She completed leadership at Children's Hospital of Michigan in the Pulmonary Rehab and Burn Unit. Her first position was accepted at Children's Hospital of Michigan at the Pulmonary Rehab and Burn Unit. Hope would like to thank her mom and dad for believing in her. She would like to believing that she would pass even when she didn't, and her grandma for pinning her. She can only hope to be half the nurse that her grandma is. Hope would also like to thank her professors for helping her grow. Congratulations, Hope. Hannah McClellan. She did leadership at Troy Beaumont on a cardiac progressive care unit. Her first position was accepted at Mid-Michigan Midland at the surgical ICU. She's graduating cum laude and SNA. Hannah would like to thank her family and friends for their support through nursing school. Congratulations, Hannah. Thomas McGurk. He did leadership at Mid-Michigan Medical Center on the general surgery floor. He has accepted a position at Mid-Michigan Medical Center in the emergency department, and he's graduating magna cum laude. Thomas would like to thank his family and friends for their continued support in his undergraduate studies, his beginning as a new nurse, and returning to further his education at SVSU to obtain a master and a family nurse practitioner. Congratulations, Thomas. Abigail McLincha. She completed leadership at Mid-Michigan Midland at the maternity, and she has accepted a position at Mid-Michigan Midland in the emergency department. Abigail would like to thank her family, friends, fellow nursing students, and faculty. She could not have done this without the love and support she has been shown in her journey these last 4 years. Congratulations, Abigail. Megan Milligan. She went to leadership at Beaumont Troy Progressive Care Unit. She has a goal to obtain a position at PCU, ER, or ICU. She's graduating cum laude and SNA. Megan would like to thank her mom, dad, Sierra, Mackenzie, Lexi, and Aubrey. Congratulations, Megan.
Thank you.
Alexandra Moore. She did leadership at Mid-Michigan Medical Center, Gratiot on the Med-Surg unit. She has accepted her first position at Mid-Michigan Medical Center, Gratiot in the ER. She's graduating magna cum laude. Alexandra would like to thank her family, friends, and professors who have helped her along the way. She would like to thank Rachel Peltier for all the guidance and support. Specifically, a special thank you to her mom and dad, Jerry, Joe, and Beast. Most importantly, thank you to the other half of the best nursing dynamic duo, Bailey DeSander. Congratulations, Alexandra. Sarah Mowbray. She did leadership at Ascension St. Mary's Town Center ER, and she's hoping to obtain a position at the Covenant Healthcare Pediatrics. She's graduating SNA. Sarah would like to thank her mom, dad, brother, and grandparents for supporting her by being her biggest cheerleaders. She wants to thank them for pushing her to study even when she didn't want to. She hopes they all are ready to help her do this all over again when she starts her public health degree next. Congratulations, Sarah. Chelsea Mrzinski. She did leadership at McLaren Bay Region 6 East, the neurotrauma, and she's accepted a position in the same place. She is graduating with summa cum laude, SNA, and Sigma Theta Tau. Chelsea would like to thank her parents, Jen and Dan. She would not be here today without your care and support. She would like to thank her brother, Nicholas, for always making her laugh and putting a smile on her face. Chelsea would like to thank her close friends Sarah, Shelby, Morgan, Kira, Addie, and Courtney for keeping her on track and always reminding her when assignments are due. Finally, she'd like to thank Pam Ramirez for showing her what a great nurse looks like and for being a role model for her these past 2 years. Congratulations, Chelsea. Logan Monroe, he did his leadership at the medical ICU in mid-Michigan, and he has accepted his first position there. Logan would like to thank his family and significant other, Caitlin, for supporting him on his journey. Additionally, he would like to thank all the medical ICU nurses, especially KJ, for teaching him how to care for the critically ill patients. It truly takes a village to become a competent, critically thinking, compassionate nurse, and he couldn't have succeeded without any of you. Congratulations, Logan. Alexis Nader, she did leadership at Covenant Health Moderate Care Unit, and she's accepted a position at Covenant Health in the emergency department. She's graduating magna cum laude and SNA. Alexis would like to thank her family and friends. Congratulations, Alexis. Brady Nowak, he did leadership at 6 ICU Ascension St. Mary's, and he's accepted his first position at Mid-Michigan Health Neurotrauma ICU. He's graduating cum laude and SNA. First, Brady would like to thank his family for the constant and unconditional support shown to him through the nursing program. It means the world to him and has been the foundation of his success. He loves you all. Brady is grateful for all the friends he has made during these last 5 semesters and appreciate the lifelong connections, especially the boys in the back row. He truly believes this is the best cohort to ever do it. A big shout out to the N5 faculty for the commitment and support shown during this last semester. Your dedication to students and the profession of nursing did not go unnoticed. Congratulations, Brady. Henrietta Chioma Wokeabia. Whew, okay, thank you. She did leadership at Covenant 5 East Med-Surg, the COVID unit, and her goal is to obtain a position at the health department. She's graduating cum laude. Henrietta would like to thank God, her parents, and Reverend Father Hyacinth for providing her an education and helping her face her challenges in the United States. She would also like to thank Nanye and Nanja for being her support throughout nursing school. To her fellow soon-to-be nurses who gave her a ride to clinicals, who stopped to listen, stood to understand, and sat down to help, she is very grateful. Thank you all to the professors who were kind, listened, and provided support, especially Dr. Don Hinton, Professor Kelch, and Professor Janet Ofori-Darko. Congratulations, Henrietta. Chelsea Packard, she did leadership on Med-Surg unit at Hurley Medical Center. She has a goal to obtain a position at the Hurley Medical Center ER. Chelsea would like to thank her friends and family that supported her throughout her schooling. Congratulations, Chelsea. Alyssa Peter, she did leadership at McLaren Flint in Neuro ICU. She accepted a position at the Covenant Healthcare 5 East. She is graduating summa cum laude and SNA. Alyssa would like to thank her friends and family that supported her throughout her schooling. Congratulations, Alyssa. Cheyenne Perez. She did leadership at Mid-Michigan Health and Claire ED. She accepted her first position in the Mid-Michigan Health Bay City ED. She's graduating cum laude. Cheyenne would like to thank her husband, Christian, for being her biggest supporter, her wonderful family for encouraging her, letting her sleep on their couches for clinicals, and feeding her, and her best friend, Erin, for always being there when she needed her the most. Congratulations, Cheyenne. Courtney Pichette. She did leadership at Royal Oak Beaumont Med-Surg, and she's accepted her first position at Royal Oak Beaumont 5 East Neurotrauma ICU and Surgical ICU. She's graduating Alpha Sigma Alpha, cum laude, and SNA. Courtney would like to thank her family and friends for their love and support throughout nursing school. Thank you to her dad and sister, Caitlin, for influencing her to go into nursing and teaching her to provide care and advocate for patients. Thank you to her cat Binks, who unfortunately could not attend, for being her emotional support. She would also like to thank her nursing school buddies, Caitlin and Michaela. Lastly, she would like to thank Quizlet for making her Quizlet famous. Carly Pronkinas, she did leadership at McLaren Bay Region 4 East, and she accepted a position at Covenant 7 Main Oncology. She's graduating cum laude and SNA. Carly would like to thank God, her family, her fiance, her friends, in and out of the nursing cohort, all of the nursing professors, especially Dr. Frederick, Dr. Fabro, and Dr. Scott. Lastly, her pets. Congratulations, Carly. Catherine Pretzer, she did leadership at Covenant Health, Cooper 5 East. She accepted a position at Covenant Peds. She is graduating magna cum laude. Catherine would like to thank her family for their continuous support during school and her friends Riley, Hannah, and Maddie for keeping her somewhat sane throughout the process. Her friends Sarah and Cam for coming through nursing school by her side, and her leadership preceptor Caitlin for pushing her and encouraging her every day. Congratulations, Catherine. Trisha Redmond, she had leadership at Mid-Michigan Medical Center West Branch on the medical unit. She's accepted her first position there as well. She's graduating magna cum laude and the Thompson Scholarship. Trisha would like to thank her parents for their continuous love and support, along with the rest of her friends and family. She also would like to thank her fiance Jeremy for his encouragement throughout this journey. Congratulations, Trisha. Savannah Retzler, she did leadership at McLaren Thumb Region ER, and she hopes to obtain a position in dermatology nursing. She's graduating cum laude. Savannah would like to thank her parents, family, friends, and pets for believing her and supporting her. Congratulations, Savannah. Hannah Rice, she did leadership at Mid-Michigan Medical Center in the Observation and Joint Camp. She's accepted a position at Henry Ford on the Med-Surg Hospice Unit. She's graduating magna cum laude. Hannah would like to thank her mom, dad, Peyton, Lincoln, Anthony, Mima, and Papa for their unconditional love and endless encouragement that helped her reach her goals and be here today. She wants to thank her dad for passing on his work ethic and motivational Rocky quotes for her. Her mom for teaching her to always have an open heart and mind, and her grandparents for all the wisdom and advice that they have shared with her that she will keep with her for the rest of her life. Congratulations, Hannah.
Lisa Ross. Lisa did her leadership at McLaren Bay on 4 East. She's accepted a position at McLaren Bay Special Care. She's graduating magna cum laude. She's a member of the Student Nurse Association and Sigma Theta Tau. Lisa would like to thank her brother DJ for being her greatest role model and for constantly reminding her that her hard work would pay off. She would also like to thank her mom for her continuous support. Lastly, she wants to thank her mini nursing squad. You know who you are. I wouldn't have been nearly as many laughs or made some of the greatest friendships without all of you. Congratulations, Lisa. Alexandra Schuster. Alexandra did her leadership at Mid-Michigan Medical Center, Midland, in the Specialty Surgical Unit. She's accepted a position at the University of Michigan in cardiology. Alexandra is graduating magna cum laude. She would like to thank her mom, dad, and brother Blake for always supporting her through nursing school. She would also like to thank her friends throughout the program for being there during all of the stressful times during the last 5 semesters. Congratulations, Alexandra. Kara Shelton. Kara did her leadership at McLaren Flint on the Tele Stroke Unit. She has accepted her first RN position at Mid-Michigan Medical Center Midland in the Neurotrauma ICU. Kara is graduating cum laude. She's a member of SNA and Love Your Melon. She would like to thank her parents, Craig and Keisha, brothers Drew, Chad, friends and family. Thank you to all of her nursing buddies. You know who you are. Thank you for everyone that picked up and was there for the phone calls and the long talks. Congratulations, Kara. Crystal Rose Schock. Crystal did her leadership at McLaren Bay Region on the Open Heart Step-Down Unit. Her goal is to obtain a position as an RN on a med-surg unit. She is graduating magna cum laude. She is a member of Sigma Theta Tau and the Student Nurse Association. Crystal would like to thank her mom, dad, brother Kyle, sister Brittany, and Lucy. Thank you for your love and support. She could not have done it without you. A special thank you to her parents for all they've done to help her achieve her goals. She loves you very much. Congratulations, Crystal. Addison, yeah, come on up here. Addison Sickles, Addie, right? Yes. Yeah, Addie, okay. Addie did her leadership at Covenant on 6 Main Harrison. She's accepted a position at Mid-Michigan Medical Center Midland on the OB unit. She is graduating cum laude. She's a member of the Student Nurse Association. She would like to thank her parents for always supporting her, her best friend Kira for getting her through nursing school, her boyfriend BJ for always believing in her, and her grandma for giving her strong women to look up to. Grandma's a nurse. Yes? She would also like to thank Sarah, Shelby, Courtney, Morgan, and Chelsea for getting her through nursing school and being such a great support system. Congratulations, Addison. Over to Scott Simon. Scott did his leadership at McLaren Bay on the neuro step-down unit. And Scott's still trying to decide exactly what kind of RN position he wants to have. Scott would like to thank his parents. Congratulations, Scott. Scott's a man of few words. Thank you, Scott. Brianna Spellerberg. Brianna did her leadership at Covenant Healthcare on 5 East, the pulmonary COVID-19 unit. She has accepted a position at McLaren Bay Region on 3 East Med-Surg Oncology Unit. Brianna is graduating magna cum laude. She's a member of the Student Nurse Association and Sigma Theta Tau. She would like to thank her family and friends for endless support and encouragement. She would also like to thank all of the professors for their help and dedication. Thank you to her preceptor, Jeannie, for all of her help and guidance. Congratulations, Brianna. Autumn Spencer. Autumn did her leadership at Covenant Healthcare Cooper, 6 North, on the COVID and moderate care unit. She's accepted a position at Covenant Healthcare in the emergency department. Autumn is graduating magna cum laude. She's a member of Sigma Theta Tau. It's no secret that being a procrastinator is one of her biggest personality traits. So it's fitting that she's finally graduating college in her 30s. She could not have been successful in this adventure without Carol, who never hesitated taking Quinn so she could go to clinical, class, or study. Justin for putting up with her constant high stress and anxiety levels. Her daughter Quinn for being her constant source of motivation. Her family and friends for understanding the very busy schedule. Her sister Em and Kate for always trying to answer her insane nursing questions. And her classmates and professors and nursing school staff for making this exhausting journey a memorable one. Congratulations, Autumn. Jenna Stevens. Jenna did her leadership at Hurley Medical Center in the neonatal ICU. She's accepted a position at Hurley Medical on 5 West, the neuro step-down unit. She is graduating summa cum laude. She's a member of Student Nurse Association and Sigma Theta Tau. Jenna would like to thank her dad, grandparents, sister, and her boyfriend for supporting her through this and always believing in her even when she didn't believe in herself. Thank you for all of the wonderful professors that I've had and never letting her down. This is the right profession for her and always encouraging her to keep pushing forward. She wants to thank all of her friends, especially Michaela, Cole, Kayla, Jaden, and Maddie, for always being there for her and never letting her forget to have a little fun between studying. And finally, Selena, for never giving up on her, for being there to bring her back into the world that we both dreamed of being in 4 years ago. Congratulations, Jenna. Good job.
Thank you.
Shannon Sturgis. Shannon did her leadership at Hurley Medical Center in the Flint Emergency Department. She's accepted in a position at Covenant Healthcare in the Neurotrauma ICU. Shannon is graduating summa cum laude. She's a member of Sigma Theta Tau, SNA, and NSCS. She would like to thank her parents, boyfriend, siblings, and other family and friends, as well as her preceptors and nursing coworkers. Without everyone's support, she would not be here today. Congratulations, Shannon. Brianna Talsma. Brianna did her leadership at McLaren Bay CDU. Her goal is to experience as many different units as possible to gain competence in many different areas of nursing. Brianna is graduating magna cum laude. She would like to thank her family and friends for all of their support and encouragement. They say it takes a village, and she is beyond thankful for hers. Congratulations, Brianna. Madeline Teltow. Madeline did her leadership at Hurley Medical Center in the pediatric unit. Her first position will be at Royal Oak Beaumont in pediatrics. She's a member of the Student Nurse Association. Madeline would like to thank her mom, Brian, Kenzie, Katie, and Jake. She would especially like to thank her mom for always going above and beyond, and Brian for supporting her through college. She loves you all. Congratulations, Maddie. Taylor Tomzak. Taylor did her leadership at McLaren Bay Region on the Med-Surg Oncology Unit. She's accepted a position at McLaren Bay Region on the Med-Surg Oncology Unit. She would like to thank her fiance, Matthew, for supporting her while she took educational leave from work to focus on school. She would also like to thank her parents for always being there for her and loving her, even though she switched majors a million times. That's a lot, okay? And she's been in college way too long. Congratulations, Taylor. Autumn Warren. Autumn did her leadership at Mid-Michigan Medical Center on the Neuro Step-Down Unit. She has accepted a position at Henry Ford Macomb in the medical ICU. Autumn is graduating magna cum laude. She's a member of Sigma Theta Tau and the Student Nurse Association. She would like to thank her family and friends who supported her through school. She would like to thank her best friends that she has made in the program, Stacy, Key Lime, and Abby. Okay. And also shout out to Quizless for being the MVP. Congratulations, Autumn. Good job. Anna Wasilick. Anna did her leadership at McLaren Flint 12 South. Her goal is to obtain a position in pediatrics or emergency medicine in Chicago. She is graduating summa cum laude. She's a member of Sigma Theta Tau and the Student Nurse Association. She would like to thank her family, friends, and coffee. Congratulations, Anna. Cameron Welty. Cameron did his leadership at Hurley Medical Center in the cardiovascular ICU. His goal is to obtain a position in a cardiovascular ICU. He would like to start by thanking both of his parents, Dean and Sue, for their constant support throughout the program. He wouldn't have made it without both of you. Next, he would like to thank his sister for getting pregnant during his OB semester of nursing school. It really helped him survive that semester. I'd like to know how it helped her, though. Okay. I would also like to thank all of my family members who are here today for all of their constant love and support. Also, a huge thank you to all of my friends I've made in nursing school, especially the back row boys. I wouldn't have made it a minute longer if it wasn't for all of the laughs. I will certainly miss you all, just not the studying. Congratulations, Cameron. Good job. Shelby Marie Willemann. Shelby did her leadership at Henry Ford Detroit on the surgical specialty unit. Her first position will be at Beaumont Troy in the Emergency Medical Center. She is graduating cum laude. She's a member of the Student Nurse Association, and she was co-president of the Pie Club. She would like to thank her parents, Dennis and Laura, for continuously supporting her. She would like to thank her sister, Christina, for always encouraging her. She would like to thank her boyfriend, Ryan, for being her #1 fan. She would like to thank her Auntie Cheryl for paving the way in the nursing field and traveling to Michigan to pin her today. She would finally like to thank Chelsea, Sarah, Addie, Kira, and Morgan for pushing me to greatness throughout the program. I love you all very much. Congratulations, Shelby.
Thank you, Dr.
Oh,
Frederick.
you're welcome. Good job.
Thank you.
Molly Wolfington. Molly did her leadership at McLaren Flint on the Tele Stroke Unit. She's accepted a position at Hurley Medical Center in the pediatric unit. Molly is graduating magna cum laude. She's a member of SNA and NSCS. She would like to thank her mom and dad, brother Mason, boyfriend Jake, and her grandparents for their continuous love, support, and encouragement throughout the program. She would also like to thank her parents for always being there and supporting her through college. She loves you all. Congratulations, Molly. Congratulations. Let's just take a minute, all of the guests, let's clap for the graduates.
Well, I'd like to offer congratulations to all of our graduates here tonight. You certainly have achieved a great accomplishment. I enjoy watching the students progress through the program. I remember you in N1 and saw some of you in internship, and you have grown so much and will continue to grow to become solid practitioners. You all make me proud because I know you have demonstrated your persistence through not only this program, but an ongoing pandemic. Though I cannot always remember a name or a face, and the masks have definitely complicated that, I can always remember Cole because he's taller than me. And that's kind of hard to do, so I've appreciated that. Classes may be over, but parents and friends, family, significant others, make sure that your graduates take time now to prepare for that NCLEX. I had to say that because Dr. Frederick made me say it, okay? So graduates, you've made it 26 miles in a marathon. Now you have to finish and do the 0.2 of a mile to get your license. So just stay focused. So you make a schedule that allows you to review your material, to take a practice NCLEX, and to prepare. Once again, Dr. Frederick is making me say this. Okay, so now I know you can do this, and I wish you the absolute best as you find your positions and enter the profession. And so with this, I want to conclude our symposium, and I once again want to congratulate our graduates and also offer congratulations to the family and friends that have been here. And have a happy and restful holiday season. So we're all free to go now.
You know it.